Welcome to the Mountaineer Football Tonight Coaches Show with Mountaineer Head Coach Greg Lloyd. Mountaineer Football Tonight is a presentation of KMHS Sports and the Kings Mountain Touchdown Club.
Well, welcome to Mountaineer Football Tonight. This is show, I believe, 14, and the Mountaineers are continuing their winning season, undefeated. They moved to 13-0 after a huge comeback this past Friday night against West Charlotte. It was an incredible victory. It was, for those of you, I don't know where you were, if you've not either watched the broadcast or there live, but we had a tough match against a good team. Got behind early, but really showed a lot of character, built a lot of character as a team. Pulled out the win with an incredible fourth quarter comeback, 2 scores down, and huge for the Mountaineers. So this is Victory Monday. Coach Lloyd will be with us in just a few minutes to talk about that win against West Charlotte. So thank you for tuning in to Mountaineer Football Tonight. It's been a joy this season to be with you, and for those of you, many people that have tuned in each week as I've interviewed Coach Lloyd, as well as some other coaching staff. I enjoy doing it. If you saw me on the sideline Friday night, about had a heart attack at that game, but we pulled it out and came out with a win, and this season continues as we move into the 4th round of the state playoffs. So we're going to take a break and thank our sponsors, as we always do here on Mountaineer Football Tonight. And once we do the sponsor video, we'll show the highlight video from Friday night's game, the win over West Charlotte. And when we come back, we'll be joined by none other than head coach of the Mountaineers, Greg Lloyd. So we'll be right back.
Mountaineer Football Tonight is sponsored by H.B. Jones Appraisals, Long Branch Land and Water, John Gamble and Carolina Goff, the Kings Mountain Family YMCA, Brittany Austin with Hewitt Realty, Harris Funeral Home,
Welcome back to Mountaineer Football Tonight, joined with head coach Greg Lloyd of the Mountaineers. Coach, this is hard to believe. This is week 14 of us doing this show. Welcome to the show this week.
Yeah, glad to be back with you, Jeff, and pretty excited to be on this for the 14th time.
Yeah, Coach, and it's been a consecutive streak here. It's Victory Monday for us as we film this, doing a virtual this week. Not able to meet tonight. Coach, coming off a wild win, and if I know all the talk on social media and even a lot of people Sunday at church, it seemed like there were a lot of conversations about what I've heard the kids being called the cardiac kids with a K. So congratulations on the 22-19 win over West Charlotte.
Yeah, it's quite a ball game. Just proud of our players. They don't quit. They never say die. And I knew that about them before the game. But I mean, after witnessing it and watching them compete and make plays in pressure moments, it was just incredible. And I'm just really proud of them. And it was a great team win. We got some good effort from all three phases, and it was just a great victory.
Well, Coach, we talked last week. We knew the quality team that West Charlotte was. We talked about the conference that they played in. Definitely, as we saw on the field, they were a great team, and I thought they made plays all over the field. Let's go to the beginning. Early in that game, I felt like we were playing well, but we made a couple mistakes early with the pick six and then a block punt for a TD. That kind of put us behind 12-0 pretty early in the game. It seemed like the wind sort of got knocked out of our sails a little bit. What was the feeling like for you as, on the sideline, the players early in that game?
Football is all about momentum, and we had it early. We didn't score on that opening drive. And a couple of penalties put us behind the chains, led to a couple of turnovers, and it just snowballed a little bit. But like I said earlier, our kids kind of battled through it. I mean, they got the momentum for sure. They're a very good team. They were excellent, really, on both sides of the ball. They had good speed, good size. And then on top of that, they had momentum and tons of energy. It was tough. And we hung in there and got it back close by halftime, got a touchdown on the board, and It was just, West Charlotte was ready to go. I mean, credit to their team. They were ready to play.
Coach, there were definitely you mentioned momentum. There were definitely some points in that game that it was with us. It seemed to go to them for a while. Then I thought closing out the first half, as you mentioned, came up with a huge touchdown to kind of close the gap. Defense had really played great all half. You go into the half, 12-7. Honestly, I found myself, a lot of people walking back up in the stands. I felt like a lot of the Mountaineer fans, we thought we had that game. What was your message to the players at halftime before you came out in the second half?
Well, I thought we had got them a little tired, truthfully. I thought our running game had taken over just a little bit, and I thought we had them on the ropes a little bit. So we were confident, and we didn't, we were talking about all the positives, the positive things we had done, and really just tried to emphasize we've got to be careful with the penalties that, they had come at the wrong time and really hurt us and backed us up. And we couldn't afford to have much more of those things go on, or we was going to get in a bad way. But we cleaned up some of those things, and time the fourth quarter rolled around, we had started playing better and making some plays on both sides, and from then on it became a little more comfortable for us, I'd say.
Yeah. Coach, it got real tense, so to speak. I know my heart rate was going. A lot of people towards the end of the third quarter, I felt like we were losing a little bit of the field position battle. Had some deep possession starting at our end, and then they're in midfield and they go for it on fourth down and they ran tempo and scored on a long run. Suddenly you're down 19-7, and you're in the third quarter. They've got the ball, a long pass, first and goal, and the defense comes up with a absolutely huge stop. Held them to force a field goal attempt, and I said on the broadcast, if I were their coach, I'd have kicked it too, or tried at least. And they missed the kick. What's going through your mind? 11 minutes to go. We now, 8:39 to go in the fourth quarter, down 19-7. We get the ball at our 20. Seemed like that was, you mentioned momentum. It seemed like that was a huge momentum shift. Could you feel it? Could you sense it? What was going through your mind?
Well, the D came up huge right there. We've been good in the red zone all year, and I mean we had to stop them there. I mean, a field goal wouldn't have put us away, but a touchdown would have been very difficult to come back from. So the stop there was critical. I remember thinking back on it. C.J. Hauser had such an excellent tackle on their number one, the running back in that set of downs there, and that was a big play. And of course, we got him stopped. And I remember Robert Kendrick coming off the field, and he was really excited, and it did give us a little shot of energy. But we had to start making some plays on offense, or we were not going to win the game. And that next set of plays, we had to score that drive. We had to, and we came through. And Lamont made some great throws. We had some great protection. I know Jaqueline made some plays. Bryson made a big play. I mean, it was really a kind of the way we've been all year on that drive. We kind of got back to ourselves. We looked good, and found a way to get in the end zone and put us right back in the game with plenty of time left to get the ball back one more time and try to score again to win.
Coach, you had a huge defensive stop and you get the ball back. Seemed like you opened the playbook up a little bit, put confidence in your senior quarterback that I know we've talked all season you have in Lamont. He made a huge throw to Jaqueline, huge throw, I believe, to Bryson Brown. 5 or 6 plays, we scored a touchdown to be 19-14. I thought, that seemed to bring the crowd back, which I thought was huge. And then what was going on? Share with us your perspective as they continue to pick up a first down. They're eating some clock, and they get the ball really in our territory. They pick up on first down, 9 yards on first down, into our territory. 3 plays in a row, -1 yards. That was absolutely huge. Share about that if you don't mind.
Yeah, that was a critical. Obviously, that was a critical juncture there. Actually, they actually threw a pass on first down, the deep post pattern. It was incomplete. Robert Kendrick made a great play on it.
Yep.
Then the next second down, they actually picked up 9 yards. So
Okay.
we're sitting there at 3rd and 1, and we needed to stop, and we got it. We went back to back. They lost a yard on 3rd down, and then on 4th down, we stuffed them again. I mean, defense just come up huge. Coach Wilson and his guys and his players, I mean, big time. And once we got the ball back, I felt, at that point you're going to get 4 downs to get 10 yards. There'll be no more punting, and I mean, I felt confident in our players. I'm very confident in Lamont and the receivers and the O-line and just everybody. And I just felt good about it. And the energy was high, and we came through.
Yeah, I know I felt like every Mountaineer fan in the stadium who came alive, particularly with that 4-down stop. They were already into the game. 2:38, you had 2 timeouts. I mean, that's got to, with the rules of the clock stopping temporarily in a first down, that's got to seem with the ball on our 44 that you have all the time in the world to call any play. Well, you guys go down. Coach, big play. You guys get 1st and goal, and all the momentum going down. You got a chance to score. The 2nd down play, the ball hits the ground. Talk about that play a little bit. It seemed like that fumble was huge. AJ jumped on it. For me, it was like the wind was sucked out of my lungs because where I was, I saw that ball hit the ground. Could you see it happen? Talk about that play, and then what happened right after that.
Yeah, so we were, we were going to run the power sweep there out of our nasty set to Teddy. He hit it really quick and really hard, and I believe he would have scored. The guy just happened to get a hand on the ball, and it happens sometimes. Just stuff happens in football, and the ball got knocked out. But AJ was Johnny on the spot right there to get on it. Critical play, and that put us at the 2-yard line. We had a play called ready. We really didn't want to burn any. We had 2 timeouts. The clock's rolling low, but it was 3rd down. It might have been 20 seconds or so. So we had plenty of time. Since we had our 2 timeouts, we went ahead and went with the next play. They had an offsides that turned it into 3rd and goal from the 1 with the clock down around 14 or 15 seconds. So we had time to talk about it just a little bit while they were assessing the penalty. And then we decided to run quarterback sneak. We hadn't been much of a quarterback sneak team this year, but they felt good about sneaking it, and AJ and Thomas pushing the pile and pushing Lamont forward there to get that 1 yard that we needed because we was just right inside the 1. So we went ahead and went with that. Of course, if we hadn't scored there, we still had another play to come back to. But fortunately, that got in, and that was all she wrote.
Man, Coach, can I just say you're a cool customer? Because in my mind, I'm just thinking to save the timeouts. You knew exactly what you're doing. And I thought the play to Jake, they did a great job covering the middle a lot all game. Of course, they're athletes. They had some great defenders. But that play for the 2-point conversion was run to perfection. It was a great play, too.
Yeah, and we made some good plays. I mean, got to give West Charlotte credit. But, you talk about the clock at the end. I just really had tons of confidence in our players. They are very smart players, and they're very confident players. And they're not the type of kids that panic. And it just, the situation seemed very good for us late. So, I mean, get the ball to 1. I feel good about our guys right there. And they made it happen.
Well, Coach, the Mountaineers moved 13-0. Let's keep this perfect season going, undefeated. We close the book on round 3 of the playoffs. We move into the second half of the playoffs. We move into round 4. In a few minutes, we'll talk about East Lincoln coming to our house this Friday night. Congratulations on a win. It seems like it's the talk. At least in my circles, it was the talk of the weekend, And I really hope, and don't worry, Coach, I put a post yesterday. I would hope that we have 0 fans watching on YouTube, and I hope every single fan is at John Gamble this Friday night.
We need them.
So don't worry about it. I'm gonna hit it hard. We need to feel this because East Lincoln is gonna bring a crowd.
They'll bring a tremendous crowd. They have tremendous support, and they will pack their side out, and they'll be loud. And
so we'll talk about that. I'm gonna plead with Mountaineer fans. But we're closing the book on the game against West Charlotte. What a way to end a game, to come back and win that game. Congratulations on that. Looking back over the game, obviously, we know each week you could identify so many more players than 3 for players of the game. No doubt, for special teams, defense, and offense. Who did you guys, you and the coaching staff, choose this week for your players of the game?
Just it was more of it's kind of overall a little bit because some of them was playing both ways, but we went with AJ Richardson and Lamont Littlejohn and Jaden Ellis, because he's come through so many times, and kicking the ball in the end zone at the end of the game, that was a big deal for Jaden. I mean, special teams, it was not our best performance, but any of the 3 phases, it was not our best game, but when we needed the kids to come through, boy, they did. And I'm just, like I said, just proud of them. Those are our 3 Patriot Jacks players of the game.
Well, congratulations to each of these young men. So many who've received it in the past, but well-deserving. Whole team win. I know Coach talk about a lot. You win as a team, and credit could go to a lot of players, no doubt. Well, we're gonna take a break, Coach. We're gonna take a break for sponsor. Thank our sponsors here, in addition to Patriot Jacks. And when we come back, we're going to look ahead to this Friday's game against East Lincoln, and appreciate you being on the show.
Mountaineer Football Tonight is sponsored by H.B. Jones Appraisals, Long Branch Land and Water, John Gamble and Carolina Goff, the Kings Mountain Family YMCA, Brittany Austin with Hewitt Realty, Harris Funeral Home.
Welcome back to Mountaineer Football Tonight, here with head coach of the Mountaineers, Greg Lloyd. Coach Lloyd, let's talk about round 4. No doubt, the last couple months, East Lincoln has been on my radar. I know it's been on the radar of our area teams. They're not that far from us. In many ways, as we move to the 4th round against East Lincoln has had a very similar season to us. They're come in 13-0, undefeated conference champs for their conference, coming off a win, 28-7 over Ledford in the 3rd round last week. What are some of the thoughts you guys have as you prepare for East Lincoln that are worthy of you sharing about this Friday night's game?
Sure. We excellent opponent, state championship caliber opponent. 13-0 for a reason. They're good on both sides of the ball. They're good in special teams. They run it, they throw it, they got good speed and size. They're definitely one of the better teams in the state, any classification. I mean, they got a good football team. I'm very impressed with them. They're well coached, and they play hard, and they're physical, and it's a big test for sure.
Coach, when I looked at the players and the stats, of course, we've got a family I know whose nephew's on the team, and he's one of the defenders that's good. They've got some good a lot of senior leadership on that team. Senior quarterback. Seemed like they got a good running game with their sophomore, who's gained, what I saw, over 1,400 yards this season, can run the ball well. Offensively, what are some of the schemes that they run? Are they more of a run-heavy team, pass-heavy team? Do they run out of, spread formation? Share with us about how they look offensively.
Yeah, they're spread. They're a spread team. They run and pass. They're well balanced. Uh, they've got a variety of different types of run plays and screens, and they throw the ball down the field some. Got some tall receivers, quick slot receivers, and like I said, the running back's really good. And the quarterback's dual threat, so he's a runner and a passer. So he's tall and quick and fast. And I tell you, they've got all the tools. I'm telling you, they're very good. And defensively, I mean, they have held teams down all season. Given up, I think I saw there they'd only give up double-digit points one time. I think Hickory scored 12. Any other game, it's been single digits or zero. So I think they've given up probably the least amount of points in the state, and their defense is phenomenal. And this is like I said, this is a great football team we'll be playing Friday night.
Coach, sounds like what's set up for Friday night could be a heavyweight fight that could go 12 rounds defensively. Hope it's not. Hope we got our close game and maybe some of the mistakes left behind us.
Well, you're going to make some mistakes when the other team plays hard, and they're good too.
True.
I mean, it's just football. And, I mean, this is two good football teams playing, two good fan bases, two proud programs, and it's going to be a great environment here on Friday. And I just encourage everybody that can get out here and support the team to do so. We need you. We need you to be loud and just get behind the players. They've had a great year. They worked really, really hard. It's a good group, and we just need you.
Yep, I'll second that. I definitely think, as I've shared on social media, I would rather, if you're within a couple hours drive of Kings Mountain and you're physically able to be here, do not watch us on YouTube. You need to be at the stadium. If you live here locally and you are physically able to be there, you need to come and cheer on the Mountaineers, and you need to be loud. Now, Coach, do we need our fans to know that when we're on offense, they need to not scream as loud and just do it on defense? Does it matter?
I think the old saying is you kind of not so much loud on offense as you are on D, but we're good. We just want some energy. We'll take the energy, the excitement. The kids feed off of it. Whatever we're doing, we are good. We love our fans, and we want them here loud and proud and just cheering as loud as they can and just getting behind it because it helps. I mean, it helps. Mm-hmm. I'm sure the East Lincoln team's going to feel the same way about their fans. So, I mean, this should be a great environment. You two 13-0 teams playing on Thanksgiving Friday. It just doesn't get much better than that.
That's good. That's good. Well, I could tell a difference. I mean, it seemed like the crowd really got behind the team in the fourth quarter. Not that they weren't early on, but it seemed like there was a lull. And folks, it makes a difference to the players. It really, really encourages them. And got a big game coming Friday night. So we look forward to the game this week. And I believe you can get those tickets online as well as the gate. And we hope that we have a sellout maximum crowd this Friday night. Coach Lloyd, good luck to you this week in your preparation as you prepare for East Lincoln, a good team coming in. And I hope that next week we're talking once again on Victory Monday as we look to the fifth round. But first things first, we got a good team coming in here Friday night. And we give them all the respect in the world, and we're going to be behind you. Look forward to seeing you Friday night.
Thank you, Jeff. See you Friday.
Okay, take care.
Mountaineer Football Tonight is sponsored by H.B. Jones Appraisals, Long Branch Land and Water, John Gamble and Carolina Goff, the Kings Mountain Family YMCA, Brittany Austin with Hewitt Realty, Harris Funeral Home.
Well, it has been a great show today. Coach Lloyd was on talking about the crazy win over West Charlotte, as well as looked ahead to a very good East Lincoln team that's coming into our house Friday night. As you can see, the background behind me, I changed the graphics so that you could be reminded that right there is John Gamble Stadium. And the picture, it's empty, but Friday night we have got to fill the stands, to fill both hills on the side. It needs to be standing room only around the parts of the track that you're able to stand on. You need to come to John Gamble Stadium this week. We're going to have the broadcast for those of you that are out of town, or perhaps you're older or physically unable to come. That's what the broadcast is for at this point. But folks, this is the fourth round of the playoffs. We are in the final four of the West, the final 8 teams in the state. We have got to have a turnout Friday night like we have not had all season. So you need to be at John Gamble Stadium early, be loud to cheer on your Mountaineer fan. Mountaineer is a fan. We had a good crowd Friday night. For those of you that were there, thank you for coming. But I know there were some of you that you decided it was cold, and I'm just going to stay home under my blanket and watch. Sorry I'm not really judging you, but I just want to say you need to come out to the game. The team needs you. Players need you. Coaches need you. The community needs you. You need to turn out for the game this Friday night at 7:30 against East Lincoln. I'm just going to tell you, Coach said it. It's a proud franchise. It's a proud school community. It's a proud team. They're going to travel well. They're going to have a huge crowd here at John Gamble, because coming in from Lincoln County is not that far. They're going to be here, and we need to make sure that we not only match their intensity as a crowd, we need to have a bigger home crowd, a bigger crowd cheering on our team than they do. All right, that's enough to say about that, but I'm going to leave the picture behind me so you're reminded I need to go to John Gamble Stadium Friday night to see that game. It has been a great show. I encourage you this week to have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I know that school, there's an abbreviated schedule this week. I believe Tuesday evening we have some basketball matches that are at home. I'm not sure at this point in the week what other games are going on. So we do have some home games. If you want to go to the gymnasium there at Kings Mountain High School, then I think it'd be good Tuesday evening to support the basketball teams. I will be there myself, help run the clock for the varsity teams. Other than that, I think they're out of school Wednesday this week. Well, at least my boys, I'm pretty sure they're out of school Wednesday for the Thanksgiving holiday. I do hope and pray that you have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. For you and your family. If you're traveling, be safe. Know that we have here in Kings Mountain so many things to be thankful for. Not only as a school community, not only as a city community in our area of Kings Mountain, but just as people. As citizens of this wonderful, great country, United States, we have so much to be thankful for. And I'm a believer in Jesus Christ, a Christ follower. And I know that in Christ I have so much to be thankful for. And know that in this season, God has richly blessed me. And I can say this, that God has richly blessed each of you. So have a wonderful Thanksgiving week this week. Take time this week, not only to eat some good food, but take time to give thanks to the one who makes every good thing possible. Have a wonderful week. Thanks again for tuning in to this week's Mountaineer Football Tonight.
Mountaineer Football Tonight is sponsored by H.B. Jones Appraisals, Long Branch Land and Water, John Gamble and Carolina Goff, the Kings Mountain Family YMCA, Brittany Austin with Hewitt Realty, Harris Funeral Home,